one life on leave. Me self get one life on leave. Why we no go use am gladdy and enjoy the time? Palava no dey finish. Time me no dey wait nobody. Now why I dey try for always get am nice every day and night? This one way we all fend we safe, not nobody own. You want to eat with too much, we go down to belly, now you young. And the balance where you go die left, now all the money on. So why for the greedy you say for? If the motor car where you let buy am. If you see finance where you collect bill am. Oh. You meet up woman where you let yanam. And if you let the man na for keep am. Want them more. The food where you feel for eat na for eat am. That fine la pan where you let na for buy am. And tie am more. And if you baby love you back love am. But if you love them all now you na for left am. Want them more. Cause nobody know waiting tomorrow all. So every day of my life till old, I fasting enjoyment stay go. Now for land for care for yourself. Nobody love you past yourself. All man they fed for himself. Oh. Now why I know they allowed with you other man they pan take me peace away. Me joy away. Me smile away. Oh no make nobody take you peace away. Me joy away. Me smile away. Oh no every day.
Good evening. Una kaba, una kushe. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Usa ever una find una safe. My name na Fattia Samura. I'm one of the hosts na the APC Diaspora TV online. And Adenaya with me wonderful co-host where una all know na furniture na this platform, na the one and only SweetBonita. Today is the 3rd of May 2026, Sunday, and we are calling from the United Kingdom. The time now is 8 o'clock exactly. Before I go and talk about the show today where we get, I will make me host as well. Instead can introduce himself because there's no point me introducing her. Go ahead, my darling.
Good evening, comrades all. Good evening, viewers. Again, as Fattia said, today is the 3rd of May, 2026. We're here to have a very great, wonderful show for you guys. As you know, the flagship program of the APC Diaspora Online TV platform is a Sunday show every week and every weekend. Myself, Fattia Owankasu, and Comrade Mo that is not with us. That's why you guys can see a little bit of glitches because our technical guru, Mo, is on holiday. So I hope we can pray for him and he get back to us safely. And with all the team behind the scene, especially our boss Owankasu, we are praying with you. We are with you. We know where you are, but definitely we know that God will give you the strength to continue doing what you do. Fattia, back to you, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you so much, SweetBonita. Today, as I can see at the bottom of the screen, we want to talk about the 8-point plan agreement between the APC party and obviously the SLPP party, the Sierra Leone People's Party. A very important the discussion we will get today, and the only person where we see fit say it go able to do this particular topic justice. Now the one and only me young Comrade SweetBonita and Comrade, we all Comrade, is the one and only irreplaceable SuperMed. Una all know SuperMed, Mohammed. Una all know her. Anybody want any SuperMed? Well, forget it. Just forget it. If you don't know it, forget it. Today what you una don't hear this word tripartite, the tripartite saga, different way where people don't describe them too. But as una all know, it continues. The party continue, we all continue. What they listen, what they forward, we all continue with this tripartite saga. Within the last few weeks or so, there's been a little scuffle between the APC and the SLPP party, where women forget international moral guarantor kind of freedom for trade for council then cable break, this tug of war want me to go on between the two parties. So today we want to discuss that into more detail between APC governance. We're still fragile, they're still fragile, we'll not get trust in between, we're not trust them, and not trust we, and obviously even a moral guarantor then can be particularly not trust them. I don't know about you lot, but I don't, and to be quite honest, I don't know. if it was worth them coming. But like I said again, that's just my opinion. Like I says, APC Diaspora on TV, we deal with facts, not fiction. Nevertheless, we still have our own personal opinion. So therefore, we go give you a small little 2 pence. So, ladies and gentlemen, fan comments, or before we start the show, please, guys, wanna just share the live. Just press the share button, and also please not forget to subscribe to us. Don't forget to subscribe to the APC Diaspora TV online platform on Facebook, Twitter, now known as X, and also YouTube, and soon with the day now the one and only TikTok. So I just a good a little bit teaser, but we are working on it. Hopefully we have good in a TikTok. We have good to sell real more information there. Ladies and gentlemen, fans, comrades, or sympathizers of APC, I want to introduce our guest for tonight, the one and only Comrade SuperMed. Welcome to our platform. Good evening, sir.
Comrade SweetBonita and Comrade Fattia for that warm welcome and introduction to the APC Diaspora Online TV. Family, I want to honor plenty thank you as always. We want to continue for tuning and support the APC Diaspora TV. It is a privilege. I'm very happy to be part your guest for today. I'm very happy to be here. And family, wherever on a day, on a do, on a kusha, on a cabo. Thank you.
Good evening, SuperMed. We say very grateful for you coming in. You come in at any time, whether we give you notice, we not give you notice. You're always here to support the APC. That's what we call true comradeship. Thank you so much. And also, we will try our best to talk Creole for speaking Creole, but sometimes, we can be going in and out. But nevertheless, we will try our best. Man, I never make any promise. I'm just going to try my level best to talk Creole. SuperMed, good evening. We don't introduce you. Most of we comrades know you on this platform. You then on other platform as well. You have get your own platform. You talk about the show. You're not political thinker. You're not political knowledgeable. You know everything about politics, not just Sierra Leonean politics, the world by and large. So I don't talk about the Trapata. I don't get a small opener about this Trapata get saga. So before we even start, please explain to us what's in tripartite mean, because we all now we knew we don't put on our vocabulary, then on our dictionary, everybody tripartite, but just give us few hypnosis what's in a tripartite for all we understand the meaning of it, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Fattia. Tripartite, as the word goes, include tripartism. Three-party nine from tripartite. But I want to give a brief background why make find himself with this tripartite recommendation, so on and so forth. If we all remember the 2023 general elections, the APC, we all na APC, we believe say that election will not lose some. Na thief and we earn. But not so we know that the APC believe more. That we believe that we suspicion was also confirmed by international election observers, both international and national. And the election observer, they are also a credible global election observers, like the Carter Center. We don't observe election worldwide. How many countries in the world? They say the election not transparent. That means it's not free and fair. The European Union, they say the election not transparent. In accountability not be there. That means it's not free and fair. Then even you, when the most national credible election observer in our country, then say the election results when they announce in not tally with their own projection, and there was no transparency. So when we don't call that result 2023, the APC say for sure say will not agree with this result. We boycott government, we MPs them. We cancel them, we chairperson, we mail them, we say only go government. Because this is not correct. This is not a democracy. Democracy now the people they forget say. So what's happened? There was an agreement where I think the origin come up from the Peace Commission Sierra Leone. Say they want to make peace with we and government, the SLPP government. So we tell them, say, there's no trust between we and them people that they own and make government and peace with we so it go better not get third parties, international people. So that is how the international people come into this fray. So again, to cut things short, we'll be going to have been to man that what called agreement, where the national unity agreement, where we get 8 points. The 8 points, and one of them, the president for address the issue, would leader informal flag bearer by then, Dr. Samuel Kamara SSF addressed the issue. Then be supposed for release all politically detained persons them. Then be supposed for also people that will be displaced because exile, some people be displaced for facilitate and return, the exile them and return back. Then be also supposed for discontinue all politically motivated cases. Then be also supposed for pay that the backlog of payments to MPs them and council and so on and so forth. When them be left for them be boycott government. But one of the most important will be commodity when I be Article 3. Therefore, form a tripartite committee, meaning the SLPP government is going to be represented, the main opposition APC is going to be represented, and the international community is going to be represented. This tripartite committee, the international community not just support and no more and help them bring in technical expertise, they even finance them. We remember when the American government be donate $1.5 million purely for facilitate this tripartite agreement, where APC gets 7 representatives, SLPP gets 7 representatives. APC get a co-chair owner Dr. Kefala Mara, SLPP get their own co-chair owner Dr. Ngaima. So what can happen? The agreement will facilitate this tripartite committee. He say, we'll get any recommendation we come on, they get for be actionable and implementable. So, but for let something become a recommendation, the 2 parties they get for agree. It has to be unanimously agreed. Now, it make towards the end of Amusi 80 recommendation originally, then the other 4 recommendation we add later. Now the recommendation will not be agreed in wordings. So we agree them later. I make what they call it 80 plus 4 recommendation. But not only the report stop, the report will also get divergent. The divergent say that the thing where APC wants, but SLPP not agree. We put them under divergence. The thing where SLPP wants, APC not agree, SLPP put them under their own divergent. So now the brief background of this tripartite committee will come up with 80 plus 4 recommendation there. We're supposed to be actionable and implementable. Okay. Unfortunately, from 2023 where they may end, 30 days, we see say some of them the government begin, but the government they kind of drag their foot. And subsequently, we see this behind the APC party say, no, enough is enough. Will they boycott government again? Because one part of the agreement them, when I recommendation 36, that recommendation very important. That recommendation they say, let we amend section 31(3) of the Constitution, and let we amend section 34 of the Constitution. For me, we bring come what they call a search and nominating committee, where like the women's wing na salon or the women's committee na salon will nominate somebody say, well, is possibly commissioner. The religious council or whatever they nominate one person say, well, this be person be commissioner. The media the sludge will nominate somebody say, well, this person be commissioner. Other different body, and then people they nominate, then they cut them down to 3. The final 3. Now the final 3, the president for choose who that for be electoral commissioner. So the APC party they see now we can say and can choose Edmond Alpha with the old constitution. So now APC party say well that this will be the talk say una suppose for make sure say they don't amend any recommendation. The way for select electoral commission biggest dispute for APC began the last time will contribute greatly to what will happen in 2023. So if we saw one fix that one day, we don't get a recommendation for fix that one day. But now that recommendation should have been implemented so that we don't go back to how we come out.
But SuperMed, you're saying that okay? Like I say, then pick Edmond Alpha on the last constitution or whatever is the last agreement before this new agreement. So you feel say part of the tripartite recommendation they make so many, like how you say it was tens of them. They make so much recommendations, but obviously they go with the 8 plus 4, and then obviously the divergent one. But you feel say if fear on APC, if we pick that particular one, that particular point, they will become like a sore point for most APCians at the party, most political people then say, well, the tripartite implementation, they're not implementer, it's the recommendation. Sorry, the recommendation were not implemented yet. When I don't go ahead and pick electoral commission. You feel say now the right thing SLPP do or APC not just strong enough for push for the implementation, yeah, for coming to power before we even go ahead for choose the electoral commission.
Yes, it's kind of unfortunate where they deal with people who are very, very disingenuous. People that were not sincere. Because this now from 2023, when I remember from, I think June towards the end of 2023, now in a recommendation have don't come out. You know, one recommendation they talk about, say, even the census, what then do I for be 2 years before election, so they go use the data. And again, we see the overlap. The census should have been 2025. Now they don't cancel until 2026. So it means that only 1 year. So there are many things where we don't agree. And this is the thing we need for highlight. The recommendation, I think where APC, the SLPP government and APC agree. Not for saying that the international community say we not do the wire. SLPP government says agree. Say no, we do the wire. For make sure say democracy will be transparent, it will be accountable, it will be inclusive. You know, for make sure so we strengthen democracy and the institution of our country. No, they get the problem they get. When they say election, people they fear somebody run away from future, go Kabbalah, somebody come out Kabbalah, go Bo, somebody run all over the place, they worry, say, oh, election, they bring tension, they bring God, they bring fet. So this was a very, very good approach. That is why the international community supports 100%. Bring experts and for help we. So you see, it is unfortunate that the government was so disingenuous. Because if we don't do that one day, like recommendation 36, now one of the most contentious issues, how did they choose electoral commissioners then? And even if I like recommendation, not only electoral commissioner, even the chair for PPRC.
Yeah.
You know, even the chair for PPRC, that recommendation, they cover them. But if we don't do them at least 2024, we're not going to go and also and so with Edmund Alpha. When the government say, oh, we not get time, we need to choose somebody. No. We don't get the time. We don't take this now in our cabinet. We don't do all things. It's just a matter of implementing. We don't agree. Say we want to implement this. Why the delay? So it
So,
shows
in that case, then, SuperMed, on what you just said, would you call that deliberate attempt at tampering with electionary process for 2028?
Yes, definitely. Because in election, it's about the election itself is a process. Not an election, they want to go vote no more. The whole process of itself, you get to make sure that it's transparent, it's accountable, it's inclusive. So that by the time they get to the final, we not say yes, the people and voice go count. But if the issue don't begin get problem from the origin, you know, remember the last time the voter ID card, people the ID card, they're all black, you know, they will recognize the face safe. You know, some fine people and they all will want the ID card because you know they will see them. They see somebody who register a Freetown and then go come and say register a McKinney. You see, so that process, that's in fact during that registration, they will see they get for put nearly 250,000 people in the list. So most of those people they're being disenfranchised. They're not there on the list. Why? Because the preparation was very, very poor. It was not very transparent. It's not accountable. It's not inclusive. In fact, the one recommendation, the first recommendation, priority recommendation, now the consultation policy recommendation. That recommendation, they say how ECSF operates, the process, the guideline, the framework for develop that policy day. Not a team people say they do to themselves. ECSL for set up the committee when they go include stakeholders them, political parties them, civil societies them, religious organizations, so many other stakeholders them. Many go form that for develop the policy of how ECSF operates. That's not the first recommendation. Recommendation number one. It's unfortunate that as we speak right now, that recommendation was not implemented. Because if they implement it, we all go know. Say, there is a recommendation where PPRC and policy and procedure and framework, it should be developed in conjunction with the with stakeholders. And when I say stakeholders, are we the people? We are all stakeholders to the election in Sierra Leone. We want to make sure, say, we get a say of how ECS they operate. All of that has not been implemented. Although they say they don't implement boku thing, when we implement something, we the citizens them we get follow. That is why some of we the advocates say, do you want all we pay attention? Make we pay attention, parling recommendation they are so. Make it not be no more saying that the APC officials or parliamentarians or more. All Sierra Leoneans, because the recommendation they are not for today no more. Now recommendation the way go benefit we country, generation and yet on say go benefit. If we able to strengthen the institutions in our country, for make sure say, person will just grab no more, try for make yuki. Believe you me, it is going to be very, very important. Look recommendation 20. We talk about that parliamentary oversight committee. Very important. Because no institution all day will not forget checks and balances. If you get institution, the head an institution, now you check yourself. How is that accountable? There is conflict of interest. So you can forget an outer body when they look more over an institution like ECSL. That is why we need that parliamentary oversight committee when dedicated for look at what the ECSL they do and how prepared ECSL is.
Yes.
Because number one, when they say election, that's they go lent box na Guinea, go lent here. No. That again, you don't defeat the purpose. You don't begin undermine the purpose. You not even begin it. That last election, you are not that thing like you see the scene. Some boxers transfer them from police station to the district center. They're not the scene, no day.
Okay. So there's a lot to do then, right?
More than a lot to do. But we say with the people, we got to make sure say we say contribute for all the authority accountable. Say no. This now a once in a lifetime opportunity for we country Sierra Leone. Let we make sure say then the recommendation we don't cancel. Let we talk about them. Let we advocate for them. Let we make sure say government implements them as intended. Because not for APC no more, not for SLPP, not for any other political party, now for the country Sierra Leone itself.
Okay, thank you so much, SuperMed. Over to you, SweetBonita.
Thank you, Fattia. Again, as you said, having SuperMed on the platform, it makes us. Like for me, there's a lot that I'm learning right now. So thank you, SuperMed. And I think I need to tap in. One thing we fail to understand, SuperMed is a lecturer, so we know exactly when he's talking on matters, he knows exactly, he has done his research. So thank you, SuperMed. And I want to say good evening to our viewers. Even though SuperMed is on the chat line, good evening to you. There's Delwyn Thomas, good evening to you. Fattia, you were there. We have Cassie Kenny, good evening to you. And also we have here Adani Wuri, good evening to you. And I'm sure this is part of the Young Congress. And we have Lawrence Fox as well. But again, one thing I also want to appreciate all the viewers. And again, with regards to this, Archie Delton, good evening to you. One thing I also want to say to SuperMed, you know, we were talking on the tripartite, and I'm sure whilst we were on this tripartite 2023, we had where Senge was asking what's a tripartite. And at the end of 2023, there were the 80 plus 4 recommendations. And you also mentioned on the oversights. But one thing we've come to understand when you looked at the tripartite or the recommendations that was born out of the tripartite, the government of Sierra Leone and that of the SLPP, it looks like they are literally two different people, because the government will say this and the party will say this. We've been seeing that. And when you talk on the oversight of this committees, because that's one of the things where Adani was also mentioning that it was not even tabled in Parliament. So the government is rushing to do things that they want to do, forgetting that an agreement was signed. Because if you remember, when the APC has to abstain from government, one of the comments they used was a gentleman agreement. You don't expect international community to come and you call them a gentleman agreement. It's not. This is between life and death. People don't know the importance of the recommendations that we have out of the tripartite. And that is the sad part of everything. As you say, also with regards to the census, people are working behind the scenes to make sure that these things are followed. The T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. But the SLPP and that of the government in power are literally bent on making sure these are not achieved. Because I think those are the reports that people that were supposed to be part of those committees are seeing that is not happening. They have to go back to the political party and say, well, the SLPP is not ready. They are not doing what we have agreed to do. And at this point, this is the state. And I'm sure all of us as Sierra Leoneans, and also I think the party people, which is the APC, did the standard to say we need to remove ourselves from governance, because if what we are there or what we've agreed for us to be in that governance, it's not going through, why are we doing this? So what is the way forward for the people of Sierra Leone?
Yeah, thank you very much, Madam SweetBonita. Thank you very much. And this is important, what you highlighted. First of all, the so-called division between the SLPP party, because I think it's a deliberate ploy to undermine the implementations of the tripartite recommendations. The idea that we are the National Secretary General of the SLPP proudly coming in and saying, oh, the governments that they are waiting and call out, and the SLPP will get reservation. That was ridiculous, because this latest agreement, we come up with an 8-point plan here. The SLPP was represented, the SLPP government was represented by the vice president, no less a person, the vice president, when Dr. Juliet Jallo, and the vice president of the SLPP government is the deputy leader of the SLPP party. So in terms of hierarchy in the SLPP party, you get the leader when the president, you get the deputy leader before you get the chairman. So the idea that the deputy leader is not representing the SLPP party is ridiculous, to say the least. And again, you see, they talked about gentleman agreement. That is also, these people cannot fool nobody. At this crucial stage in time, the people of Sierra Leone are not going to tolerate any rigging of the 2028 elections. This is not only the APC party. The people of Sierra Leone are not going to tolerate any rigging of the 2028 elections. So they need to have this, they need to understand this clearly. It is very important, because this agreement, like I said earlier on, an agreement where the international committee did not only guide and support, they invested resources and they communicate them clearly. The American government gave 1.5 million, and even the European Union also contributed. They not go public, but the American government was public about it. So this now something they bring experts, a secretary, they get a secretarial expert, we come for even for compiling reports, for do everything, and the SLPP participated 100%. And this is very important as well, for all to emphasize that point, because these recommendations were not just developed by the international community. These recommendations were developed by both parties. SLPP agreed 100% that yes, we need for implement these recommendations. Then the APC agreed. So those 80 plus 4 the 80 recommendations were originally presented. All of us saw it at State House, so the president, even the president commended the committee, both the APC and the SLPP members of the committee, and they promised to implement them 100%. So, but again, the time lapse.
SuperMed, you saying that they agreed. Agreed and action is two different things, right?
Yes, well,
exactly. Agreeing in principle and action in practice is two different things. SLPP are good at agreeing things, but action in practice becomes a little bit difficult, right?
But again, before SuperMed say something, I want to play devil advocates when it comes to the SLPP. They agree to that recommendation because they did not understand what it was. Now that they have read it, digest it, It is no way good to write home about when it comes to their government. For me, that's what I've seen.
Well,
Okay.
yeah,
Go ahead.
thank you very much for that, for playing the devil's advocate, Madam
Not in
SweetBonita.
politics, we
But the
don't.
point of the fact here is, they did not only agree, they developed those recommendations. Then they talk about all of the issues that we're having in the country when it comes to election over the years. So it was really, it's about how to avoid those problems. It's about how to give confidence to the people that, okay, when election happen, what you guys decided is what is going to happen. You, the people, are going to decide who is going to govern you. Because again, we need to give confidence to the people. Because for instance, if we know someone go vote and our vote is not going to be counted, why are we going to bother? Why are we going to bother? And if any political party thinks, well, it no matter waiting the people and decide, we're just going to forge something out, then why spend all of those millions? Why would the international community come in with all of those millions for nothing? So this is very important in terms of our democracy in that country.
Okay, that you saying that, I'm not cutting you, but obviously, looking at this, do you feel say, for the fact that like how we don't agree now, things were agreed, things were planned, things were written down, but they were never action, like agreed in principle and action in practice is two different things. You feel saying that because us, the APC, was a little bit weaker, hence the reason we are what we are today. Those agreements are not implemented, though SLPP they came say, I think David Sherry claimed that I think all of them were implemented or so on and so forth. It's a very gray area because as far as I know, nothing was implemented. But you feel saying that because of a weak opposition, which is the APC, hence the reason we are where we are today?
I would not say that, because let's be honest, to the APC as a party, they've been flagging this issue over and over and over again. They've had press conference after press conference. We see the secretariat over and over again flagging the same issue. We've made so many representations to the government, to the speaker in parliament, so many representations. Said again, we people then get one parable. They say when you want to kill ant for let's see God, you get for take them kill them. APC is very concerned about the peace and security of the nation. So APC is bending backwards to maintain that peace and security. Don't forget, it was during the reign of the APC, Sierra Leone was rated as one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. So APC is very concerned for a country which is a fragile state. It is very concerned to maintain that peace and security. So sometimes people think, okay, APC has been very weak or so on and so forth. It is not about being weak. It's about putting the interest of the country first. So that is what the APC did. But when it comes to to a situation where the APC look at the government and said, oh, well, the government no one do what they want to do, and we cannot go any further. We see APC boycott government again. And we see unfortunately the international community come back in, and now we got this new agreement of this 8-point plan. Okay. And again, the first thing in that 8-point plan is implement recommendation 20.
Recommendation 20. You saying APC? You say APC they work with patience. You know, we will call them prudence. They work with patience stuff, but Englishman says slowly catch a monkey. That particular analogy is not working, is it? Really and truly. Let's face it. Let's just say it as it, as it is.
But it did is working, because what happened? This latest boycott, we saw the international community come in, and the international community,
farce, isn't it?
Sorry,
that's just a farce.
No, but again, it is very important. It is very important that APC stick to a path of showing patience, showing love to the country. Because again, implementing this recommendation, you love Sierra Leone. You care about Sierra Leone. You want Sierra Leone to develop. These recommendations are not just going to benefit the APC. These recommendations are going to benefit the SLPP, the NEC, the C4C, even parties that have never even imagined it. So this is about APC showing people of Sierra Leone that we love this country, we care for this country, we value the peace and security of this country. So we are going to do anything possible to make sure peace and security reign. So the international community come in again, and like I was saying, an 8-point plan is developed. Now, this 8-point plan should be implemented by the end of December 2026. So again, now the international community have given a new time frame. Before the recommendations, there was no time frame. They said they should be implemented and actionable, but there was no time frame. Now there is a time frame that they should be implemented by the end of December 2026. And like I say earlier on, the first recommendation, the first thing to be implemented is recommendation 20. This parliamentary oversight committee that is going to be a dedicated committee that is going to make sure they look at one of the key things they add in that recommendation, the preparedness of ECSL. How prepared ECSL are. Have they got the right number of staff? Have they got the equipment needed? This trip, nobody will just go make printing press, now in room, go begin make print people and ordinary rubbish pictures sent out there. No, it's not going to happen. Because this oversight committee, and the good thing about the oversight committee is going to be chaired by the APC. Okay. So APC, SLPP, that is also another requirement that particular recommendation. The
okay.
APC,
so in that case, then, SuperMed, would you say this was a betterment for us, APC, and also for Sierra Leone? We boycotting governance, for the last 4 or 6 weeks. So would you say that was a plus? It's a bonus? It's an advantage to us?
Absolutely. It's becoming even an advantage that we'd not even anticipated. Because obviously we don't know what the outcome will be with the international moral guarantors. But for the fact that now there is even a timeline, and this recommendation 20, should be the first one to be implemented, that shows that the SLPP has no more wiggle room. They can no longer, that is why when their National Secretary General came in and said that they've got reservation, we see the government come in and say, no, we are going to implement. This is an agreement. It's a legal binding agreement that the government of Sierra Leone has entered into. So the good thing about this is this oversight committee will be updating us what ECSL is going to be doing. Because ECSL is not just one person. It is not just the chief electoral commissioner. It is an institution. So sometimes if the institution not get all the pillars in right position, it's easy for them here you manipulate. But when everything is in position, it is very difficult. Because again, like I said, for move ballot material, the seed get for the day. Now we're talking about releasing the result from the polling center. Okay. All of that is going to be there. So who's telling you the electoral commission will open number say, oh, now 50% are this, when everything is already been displayed and everybody has the accurate data. So these are all very important steps for make sure say one person will grab no more. I will not just get because I'm not the commissioner and now say the kind of result. No. Because again, there are steps in all around the way for make sure say that not happen. And that is important. It is very important what has happened. I know many people might be APC or non-APC people might be disappointed or Edmond Alpha not come out. But yes, Edmond Alpha
but I'm sorry, it's disappointment people should be, and even more so. It's because of the history behind this gentleman, isn't it? We've seen him in performance. We've seen him in action. So therefore, people have to have reservation.
Indeed. And the APC party got huge reservation. But what the international moral grantors has cleverly helped us to shape this 8-point plan is to build strong ECSL with all checks and balances to make sure nobody not going to grab saying na this, na that, na this, na that. Because again, the process begins long way before the election. You see, the process they begin long way before the election. So the icon and the policy and how ECSL they work, all the money go on develop the wider society will get a say. Then also in terms of recruiting staff. Now, ECSL not just recruit some of people on one side. No, they have to recruit people countrywide. If they recruit people they operate in a Poloko, if we be in a Poloko district, if they recruit people in a Kailaun district, if na Bond district, if na Karina district, this all they help the transparency. You see, and inclusiveness of ECSL. So you get all the shapes and sizes of people in Sierra Leone represented in ECSL. Again, that is another safeguard mechanism for make sure say ECSL is accountable.
Okay,
So you
that's
see,
fine.
so step by step on the way, by the time when they reach an election, all the mechanisms are in place. Nobody not going to just grab them or call result, or I call result tender. No.
Okay.
Because again, the checks and balances are there. That was what was missing the last time, I must say. It was missing.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
like
fair
say,
enough.
their police station, the scene not be there. Then they move pulling material open. Can you imagine? You put pulling material open. You can put here in the box. You pull what you want pull or put what you want put. There's no, and when you go to the main center, you don't open it no more. But if the seal is there, all the representatives don't take the photo of the seal. When you go there, if that seal is damaged, automatically that particular box will become invalid.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, SuperMed, we're going to go to some questions and answers. We've got quite a lot of questions. I think the chat line is getting busier. So me and SweetBonita will just take it a turn to just read some of the questions out. Or even you, SuperMed, can read them out. And then please try your level best to answer them as quickly as possible. Somebody said Tuesday Edmond Alpha was celebrated to a rogue future election. I think that's what it says. I don't know. I think that's just... I've got here what Lawrence has said. Let's see what Lawrence has said. Prezo, is that Prezo? Has not fined SLPP for BO other. I don't know.
That's
what is the statement made? Okay,
yeah, he's
not fined SLPP.
Not been like charging the SLPP for.
Okay.
Compared to what Zainab Sharif is going for. What?
Okay, and that's another very critical point. That is why even recommendation 36 talked about PPRC chairman should be elected through that process of different nominations. So again, for we strengthen the institutions, we have to have good policies in place in the first place. And this could help for make sure say things are not going to be done just by the whips and caprices of an individual. We see exactly what's happening when APC somebody get an issue for if she's punished twice because APC had to pay the fine for her, and yet still she went on trial and so on and so forth. You see, so all of that we have to make sure say that is why I'm talking about this recommendation. The recommendation is very, very important. I want to appeal to everybody. Let go through the recommendation. Let we know them. Let we understand them. Let we think about them.
Okay.
They're very important. If we can advocate, all of us as Sierra Leone, this is not an APC no more. APC, the executive, no more on the own, not going to do all of these things. We all as Sierra Leoneans, we have to push for make sure that these things happen. Because I believe this is a lifetime opportunity for Sierra Leone.
Okay, the next question.
These recommendations, we are going to emerge stronger.
Well, we all hope so. I think we are hopeful. Otherwise, what's the point of boycotting governance? I think we are all hopeful. Everything is implemented and action in practice. That's what we're hopeful. So the next question is, this is from H. SuperMed, the most important part of the tripartite implementation that the party needs to do, is when they return to Parliament is Article 20 and Article 36 before any other recommendation. What do you think about that, SuperMed?
Absolutely on point. Those are the two most important recommendations. Absolutely on point. Moreover, recommendation 20. Because once that committee is set up and is chaired by an APC MP, automatically that committee will ask ECSL to come to Parliament and let ECSL update them what they've already done. What do they need to do? How prepared are they?
Okay.
You see, what in terms of what finances, how are they going to procure things that they need? How is that policy going to be done? So it is very important for recommendation 20 to kick in. So that
it's quite important in explanation, but let's hope people in the committee are not bullied, because at the end of the day, pressure can get to it. Let's hope they're not bullied and they steady fast, they stand firm to deter any bullying that's going to come from the opposite, from the other side. Because we're talking about this committee, you're saying how nice it is, they will be there to make sure A and B are work. But therefore, what we don't see is how the bully was I don't know. I'm just hoping they're not bullied, they're not persuaded for them to veer to the other side. They just stick to the point. That's what we're here for. Because they can,
and that is the most that is why the committee is going to be chaired by the APC. You know, when you've got a committee,
we have seen some APC who has actually been fluctuating.
Yes, indeed. I mean, I could just point two APC MP, but
exactly.
99 points, whatever APC MC, those two will not be in that committee. I'm going to give you my word for that, because APC are not going to choose people who are not standing for the people to represent that committee. But I believe the chair of that committee is the one who's conducting the committee, is the one who's going to call the committee to action, is the one who's going to moderate the committee. So there is no way he's going to allow that particular community not to work effectively for the good of the country. And again, I want to emphasize this point over and over. Then recommendations are not for APC no more. These recommendations are even good for SLPP. Because mind you, after 2028, when SLPP will go into opposition, this recommendation will help them to hold the government accountable. So anybody will like democracy, will like Sierra Leone, will let Salon develop, would like this recommendation to be implemented.
Okay, the next question I've got again, I think some of them are just statement. This is another question. I think this is more a statement. It's from H again. How can they agree to a document they don't understand? You can say anything about SLPP, but they are not complacent. They are very thorough when it comes to plans and strategy, and to policies and implementation issues. So basically, we're saying SLPP are very thorough, but yet still, does that mean APC are not as thorough as they are? Are we failing somewhere?
They're very thorough. I think what the person is trying to say here, SLPP knows exactly.
So, but in contrary, so APC are not thorough. That ends the reason we are where we are, in contrary to that.
No, APC are very thorough. But again, there are many things they've learned from 2023. 2023, there are many gaps, I must say. APC made so many mistakes 2023. There were many gaps, and the blame could go to all of us with the APC. Because again, when we normally tend to blame our leaders, who put the leaders there is us. So the blame should reach all of us. Yes, we're expecting them to lead us, but again, that is why we should put people, or we should make sure we all our leaders accountable. If they need to do something, wait, tell the team poor. Wait, tell them poor. Wait, don't begin to see gap. Say, oh, leader, this is a gap here now, for try fix up. Now for fix and for fix and so, but we didn't do that. So 2023, the blame goes to all of us. But since then, the APC
SweetBonita, you get that blame though, because you were in front. I saw you on top of that.
This is something I just want to say to SuperMed about. APC is an institution, and if you have followed through, you've gone through the hierarchies, or you've gone through the channels, you know exactly what is expected of you. And to be honest, we all heard during former President, His Excellency Dr. Nesbai Kurma, all the blame was on him. And no matter what you want to say, he has to accept it because he was the leader. And in the past elections, we have to also, the leader, the former leader, which is Dr. Samura, needs to accept the fault. Because when a leader says this is how we're going to go, even though the executive were aware, the membership were aware, but they had to follow his lead. That was his call. For example, he says, go back to parliament. There was no explanation. There was no waiting list. Compared to this one, they said, oh, go back to parliament. They said, oh, no, we need to get X, Y, and Z before we go. And we'll go this time. Because everybody was talking in collaboration with themselves. So when it comes to leadership in politics, the leader will always supersede any other thing because you cannot do otherwise. And that's where we were going with that particular trend we took up to the tripartite. For me, I've always said this. The mere fact they gave people to us like Senge, our leaders, especially Dr. Samura, should have not been part of that because we would have given him people like CDA Tunis. Because that was a disrespect to us as an opposition. For me, that was the...
Yeah, but SweetBonita, you're saying about the position we were, I don't think we have any choice.
No, we did. We did, Fattia, because that was... by then, Samura was our leader and he was like the president. So if we are going into that particular agreement, Madabia is not there. Why would Samura be there?
Madam SweetBonita, I think we've learned from all of those mistakes. And I think the blame goes around. We've learned from all of those mistakes. And they've made us even stronger. They made us even better. Now we are much more prepared. We're not going to leave any stone unturned to make sure the 2028 is free and fair. To make sure the people decide. If the people say not to APC, we are fine. But the people will decide who that for govern them. Not to nobody. Not to know any small pile of people that go cock up story, cancel and then no. That is what we're not going to accept. The people will decide. And we've made sure we've done our homework. We've made sure all the T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted. And believe you me, come 2028, the people will have the say. And I believe the people will elect the APC party because the APC party has got a track record that they could look into. They know where APC be in a power. Before 2018, how the country be there. Yes, from 2007 to 20, they know how the country be there. And not to APC no more talking. Even the international community talk and say, at that point in time, South Africa one of the most fastest growing economy in the world. One of the most peaceful countries in Africa. That is not, and we will see them. There are people that move from Bo, Kelema, Freetown, they go there, McKinney, Lonsan, for go look for work. That's like the first thing anyway, see, I don't know that they get money, then they pay them, then they buy back grass, buy this, look after them, can do all things. There was rapid transformation.
Let me read questions from the bottom top here. This is from Mix, and both of them are from him. It says, sadly, SuperMed, why are you not holding the leadership accountable despite the bad decisions on national issues? Why are you shedding them? Then secondly, he says, despite the that means I'm sure that's 0.8 or 10. That was on the 8th plan. It says, whatever the plans are, everyone will continue to serve as ECSL boss unaffected. So if he is going to be there, where are we going to
well, let me respond to Mixer's observation.
Go ahead,
yes,
please.
Indeed. That's why I said the leadership, the blame goes around. The leadership, yes, takes the bulk of it, but we self we need for play with parts. Because believe you me, if you just normally let 10 executive no more, now no more they fight for winner salute, we're not gonna go nowhere. Now the people the executive depend on. Now we then depend on for make sure so back them for many able defense. So we self should be prepared and ready. Yes, the bulk of the blame goes to them, and that blame could be shared among them. But we say for take responsibility. So all our country, we're not gonna leave it to one person or two person. Oh, because I had the chairman, I had this. Let the country point like the chairman responsible. No, now we all get for suffer. Now we all get for stand up and say no. We're not gonna tolerate nonsense. We're going to make sure we all governments and people responsible, accountable for make sure they do the right thing. By so we can do them in so many ways. In so many ways. Yes. He also talks about Edmond Alpha, and I said this before. Institution, not a one person. Institution, now a collective process, a group of people and everything. That is why these recommendations are going to try to address these issues. From the recruitment of employees force, now ECSL itself, it was very one-sided. We all know that 2023, ECSL recruitment was very one-sided. And that again don't begin to skew the old process. Now ECSL, it's not going to happen this time around. You know, it's not going to happen this time around. The ECSL staff should be very diverse, representing the diverse nature of Sierra Leone. So all of those things are going to make sure the ECSL is going to be accountable to this parliamentary oversight committee. So if they go make something, we don't go print, we don't go give tender, so we don't go print the ID card, then, the voter ID card. You have to put the tender public. We want to see the tender. The bidders they get for come and convince me say yes, they're going to make print proper card them where value for purpose for the citizens of Sierra Leone. So there's going to be accountability all the way. The voter, the result them, they're going to be disaggregated from the polling center. Now they begin getting the results. Take on the district, take on national. So all of these mechanisms are going to be in place. It is not possible for let Alpha just grab them. Oh, now these are the result too. No, because
okay, SuperMed,
all the way.
So do you trust Edmond Alpha, SuperMed?
Once the institution is strengthened, the individual get for go without strengthening institutions. There is no way. There are so many checks and balances. We're going to make sure say the system all as I suppose for all. So I know people are some people are disheartening and think, so, okay, this, but I want to follow the recommendation. When you follow this recommendation,
to start with, I am skeptical. So I don't trust Edmond Alpha. And to be quite honest, the process, not that I don't trust the process, but I'm just looking outside in the wider lens, in the wider political lens. There would be tampering and bullying and some kind of blackmail or somehow down the line that will make this recommendation either delayed or implemented the way we don't want for, because purely because we're on the other side. We don't have that or that power to say otherwise.
Indeed, Fattia, that is why there is a timeline for these recommendations. This 8-point plan, they have to be implemented by the end of December 2026.
Okay.
So that is the first thing first. There is a timeline. And if you look at this 8-point plan, I think I've got them somewhere here. This recommendation 20 is number 1. And APC going to Parliament is number 8. They've also had other legal committee, the other committee that Yvonne Akisera used to represent us. That committee should be open and more representation is coming from the APC. So there are many, many mechanisms in place to make sure then recommendation they implement them. To make sure the system become more transparent, the system become more accountable, and also become inclusive. Like I was saying to you about one recommendation today, when I recommendation 23, it talks about security. That is a very good recommendation as well. Because election time, when they see soldier man, policeman, they beat civilian, they do this, they do that. There has to be an understanding for all the security forces, how the election is going to be policed, how it's going to be secured. And that again, Nigerian government approve well beforehand, and all the players, stakeholders, them will be informed of what is expected, waiting and right, waiting not to the right. So again, this time we have checks and balances in place. Now, what we need to do as citizens, we need to make sure we also participate in so many ways. You know, even if you're not in a salon, there are many ways you can participate to make sure the particular recommendation also then become actionable. First of all, let's find out when that recommendation. Let me try for understanding first.
Okay.
And now begin understanding value. Now begin talk about the recommendation there also. Then the recommendation be consent. I will talk about the
there is one here which I want to read out.
Okay, and then we just do a summary. Yeah, go ahead.
This is recommendation 36. Yeah, they said the part of this border push to make an electoral system more independent and credible. Important clarifications, implementation depends on government and constitutional or legal reform. The APC must not compromise in any way. This is from Answer that is written this one.
No, indeed, APC will not compromise because again, these recommendations are all black and white.
It's not that. You know, sometimes we have 2 members of parliament that are there under the APC flag, or like APC, what's it called?
Yes, SweetBonita, don't forget, in any family, you're going to have the black sheep.
I know. In fact, even having that black sheep, that's one of the time I had an issue with our then leader, because it was here when they said he passed that notion that that particular one of the black sheep should be given that position. And my word then, I said, what you have done to this gentleman that he has suffered twice, don't forget, you might fall a victim. I wish I never said it, because he has fallen a victim of that.
So
somebody and give it to another person that is dealing with us like this.
Okay. It's been a we don't come to the end of the show. SuperMed, please, do you want to do a summary? Is there anything you want to tell us that we don't know before we come to an end?
Okay, no, all what I want to say, I just want to re-echo this
ahead,
point
please.
again. Here, una law take the recommendation are important. Una law we go through the recommendation, law we understand them, law we advocate in so many ways for make sure say the recommendation they implement them. Even through we own party, the APC party, make this front and center, because not for today, you know, not for APC, not for SLPP, but with generation and yet unborn. Let we prepare the foundation for them, so that if even now we're able to turn the country around, then go get way for turn the country around, because we've gone through so much in Sierra Leone. This is an opportunity for make things better than Sierra Leone. let's take that opportunity. Let's make sure this opportunity don't go by, and we'll sit down back the wait and call the fingers in. Say, hey, we don't know. So from today, if anybody watch this, or go for subsequently watch them, do ya? We not allowed to take any recommendation as serious. They're very good recommendation, and if implemented, they're going to make change. They're going to make change. Maybe for say it will be good. First of all, the first change first to make sure say that we get a free fair election 2028. Make the people then decide who that for govern Sierra Leone. And I believe say giving the people the opportunity, and with what we don't see, so the people will choose the APC, and I believe the APC coming will transform Sierra Leone even better than what APC we don't do, and put Sierra Leone at a trajectory where we make sure say we'll not go back. USA will go so they today. It will never happen again. Never again at the history of Sierra Leone, even if APC is not in a power. Because any political party can have power now, there will be enough checks and balances for make sure say you not abuse the power. Oh, they see so too much abuse of power.
Okay.
Sorry, before you said that, you are saying if any political party comes, based on the constitution that this government has put, we've only got 2 political parties. There were 17. 15 is dead and buried. So what's going to happen?
No, but I'm not saying for 2028.
Not beyond.
I'm saying subsequently, maybe in years to come, maybe one of those parties will emerge. You never know.
If we go with what is there now, I don't think they are coming back. Oh, it's dead and buried because it's a PR. What are you gonna do when it's a PR?
Well, you never know. So let's just.
That's why we need to come back to power, SweetBonita.
APC coming to power 2028 will strengthen democracy, the rule of law, also foster transparency, accountability, inclusivity, and again maintain peace and security.
Thank you.
That will make the Salon develop. That will make Salon attract what we call foreign direct investments. Even you, SweetBonita, Fattia would think, okay, I've got £50,000. I'm going to invest it in Sierra Leone because I know there is good security in Sierra Leone. The environment is there for my investment to flourish. Security will be there. Everything will be there. That is what we want for Sierra Leone because that is what is going to create the jobs our people in Sierra Leone need. The government is on its own cannot create enough employment for the people. It's the ordinary people, Sierra Leoneans, and even international investors who see Sierra Leone as a very stable country. We've seen that before. The African mineral went there because they think Sierra Leone by then was very stable. And they invested over 2 billion pounds in Sierra and 2 billion United States dollars in Sierra Leone. You guys know that? Over 2 billion. And that created thousands of employment, direct employment, and tens of thousands indirect employment.
Yeah, and
so that is what we are craving for. And we believe when APC comes back into governance, that will happen.
Fodemansare says, John Benjamin once said the SLPP has never won a free fair election in Sierra Leone. And if that statement is anything we should go by, why did they not agree or actionable on this implementable? You know, like the literally what is happening now, why can we not do the agreement in action?
It is going to happen this time around. It is going to happen.
If not, but yeah, it is finished. But anyway, I want to say a very big thank you to our viewers. Mixer the Mixer, Mr. Dalton, good evening. And also we have here Fodemansare, good evening to you. We have Cassandra, good evening. Yamata, good evening. And we also have Adani Wuri, good evening to you. Lawrence Fox, good evening to you. And also we have Dell, good evening to you. And the list is going on. Please forgive me if I was not able to call your name. But I want to say a very big thank you to all of you week in and week out. And we're definitely going to be here next week, either myself, Comrade Fattia, or Owan Kasu. But definitely we are trying to bring out very beautiful faces again onto this platform. It's free and it's for everyone. We don't charge. The APC Diaspora Online TV platform
free and fair.
Free.
Okay. Absolutely. I just want to say good evening as well. Thank you very much for joining us day after day, week after week. So, now good evening. Thank you so much, SuperMed, for a fantastic show. Thank you to all our viewers, and thank you to all our subscribers and our followers and sympathizers. Una, thank you, Una. Thank you so much. We are very much grateful to you and you and you. So share the platform, subscribe to our platform. We love you all. Good evening and good night.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you. God bless you.
Cheese. Famous. Hello. You get one life on leave. Me self get one life on leave. Why we no go use am gladdy and enjoy the time. Palava no dey finish. Time me no dey wait nobody. Now why I dey try for always get am nice every day and night. This one way we all feel we safe, not nobody own. You want to get what you must, we go down you belly, now you young. And the balance where you go die left, now all the money on. So why for the pity you say for? If the motor car where you let buy am. If you see finance where you collect bill am. Oh. You meet up woman where you let yanam. And if you let the man na for keep am. Want them more. The food where you feel for eat na for eat am. That fine la pan where you let na for buy am. And tie am. And if you baby love you back love am.